Hello, I'm Kimilia and this is KiniNews. Bersatu is putting pressure on Dewan Rakyat Speaker Johari Abdul to declare 4 parliamentary seats vacant after 4 GRS MPs went from supporting Muhyiddin Yassin to Anwar Ibrahim. Dewan Rakyat Speaker Johari Abdul said he will decide within 21 days if the 4 Gabungan Rakyat Sabah MPs should vacate their seats. This is following their exodus from the Perikatan Nasional coalition. Johari confirmed that he received an official letter from Bersatu Vice President Ronald Kiandee on December 27th. Ronald requested the Speaker to notify the Election Commission that the 4 parliamentary seats will be vacated. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, Johari said under Article 49A(3), the Speaker will decide whether these seats will be vacated. Johari said he needs to scrutinize the matter and hopes the issue will be resolved as soon as possible. Immediately after the election, GRS initially pledged allegiance to Muhyiddin Yassin to serve as Prime Minister, but their support wavered just 5 days later after Anwar Ibrahim secured the top job. On December 10th, a group of 15 GRS assembly persons and 4 MPs publicly declared that they were exiting Bersatu. The 4 MPs are Armizan Ali, Khairul Firdaus Akbar Khan, Jonathan Yassin and Madbali Musa. This led to claims that the 4 newly elected MPs have triggered the anti-hopping laws. GRS was formally registered on March 11th. Although it is known publicly as a coalition of 5 parties, in the eyes of the Registrar of Societies and the EC, it is a normal political party. GRS fielded 12 candidates in GE15, of which 6 were successful. Mutalib Uthman announced himself as Muda's candidate for Tapah in GE15 without the party's consent. Now he faces a 3-year suspension. Perak Muda Chief Mutalib Uthman has been suspended for 3 years effective yesterday. Muda Secretary General Amir Abdul Hadi in a statement cited several breaches of the party's disciplinary rules. This includes Mutalib's action to unilaterally announce himself as a candidate for the Tapah parliamentary seat during GE15. Amir said Mutalib uploaded an official party poster on his personal social media account and Perak Muda's account to announce his intention to contest in Tapah without the party's consent. Amir added that the action went against Muda's constitution on the need to follow and respect the party's decisions. Amir said Mutalib was also found to have requested access to Perak Muda's official social media account and changed its password, describing the move as evidence of intentions to sabotage the party. Mutalib was verbally informed of the suspension yesterday. When contacted, Mutalib said he hasn't received any official notice from the party. However, he said the statement made by the Secretary General confirmed the action against him. Mutalib also said the action was harsh, but the party has spoken. Lee Chin Chen has become Pahang's first Deputy Speaker, and that was not the only history made at the State Legislative Assembly today. The Pahang Legislative Assembly today made history by appointing a non-Malay as a Deputy Speaker. Harapan's Lee Chin Chen was today sworn in as Deputy Speaker. Lee is a 2-term Bilut Assembly person and 1-term Qatari Assembly person. The Pahang State Assembly also appointed the Merlo UMNO Division Chief Muhammad Sharkar Shamsuddin as the Speaker. Sharkar also made history by becoming the first person to hold the position without being an elected lawmaker. He was the Lanchang Assembly person for 4 terms. He is also a member of the UMNO Supreme Council. Both were nominated by Menteri Besar Wan Rosdi Wan Ismail, while Benta Assembly person Muhammad Sofi Abdul Razak seconded. Meanwhile, on Facebook, Najib Abdul Razak's official page posted a congratulatory message after the former Prime Minister's son, Muhammad Nizar Najib, was sworn in as the State Exco in charge of the Investment, Industrial, Science, Technology and Innovation portfolio. The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership is worrying several NGOs. This is why they met Sabu today and are hoping for answers from the Prime Minister. Agriculture and Food Security Minister Muhammad Sabu has stated his commitment to discuss issues pertaining to the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership with the International Trade and Industry Ministry. Malaysia Food Sovereignty Forum Head Coordinator Nur Fitri Amir Muhammad said Muhammad Sabu gave his assurance to discuss the 6 demands from non-governmental organizations on the effects of CPTPP. Among the effects of the CPTPP on the farming community that is listed in the memorandum include preventing farmers from innovating and denying the interests and contributions of farmers to share and sell seeds. It also deters fishermen from catching certain types of fish, tripling agricultural pesticides and veterinary medicine costs, as well as the constraining of import permits that aims to protect local farmers and market from import dumping.
Komitmen Menteri tadi dia kata dia akan berhubung dengan lebih lanjut dengan MITI lah. Jadi seperti mana Pak Lan sebut tadi, actually keputusan ni adalah keputusan Perdana Menteri dengan Kabinet, bukan MITI lah. Ya. Jadi Perdana Menteri perlu respon lah terhadap isu ni.
So apakah mungkin YB Mat Sabu ada kata beliau akan membawa perkara ini ke Kabinet? Is that such a commitment?
Yes.
Earlier, Nur Fitri, along with representatives from 54 NGOs, handed a memorandum detailing the demands and had a 1-hour meeting with Muhammad Sabu at the ministry. The meeting, he said, was to acquire an explanation from the Agriculture and Food Security Ministry regarding the impact of CPTPP on farmers, livestock breeders, and fisherfolk in the country, as well as the nation's food security. Meanwhile, Muhammad's office clarified that he will not be tabling the issue at the cabinet meeting. Instead, a spokesperson from the ministry told Malaysia Kini that the issue will be discussed with MITI on an official level. KL Tower is now under new management after TM decided it would rather focus on its core business. Telekom Malaysia today said it decided not to continue holding the concession for Menara KL management. This is because the company wants to focus on its core business, which is telecommunication services. In a statement, the government-linked company also refuted claims that the plan was made hush-hush. It said that the changes in shareholding of Menara Kuala Lumpur Sendirian Berhad, the company that managed Menara KL, had informed Bursa Malaysia via TM's financial announcement for the third quarters of 2022. It added after due consideration on the change in the business nature of Menara KL from telecommunications services to tourism and hospitality, TM has decided in October 2021 not to renew the MKL concession and informed the government accordingly. TM's statement came days after its decision to sell its whole share of 10 million units in Menara KL Sendirian Berhad. Netizens questioned the move as the tower management business had reportedly generated steady income and the buyer was not a well-known company. According to the telecommunications giant, KL Tower is owned by the government while the operation and maintenance of the tower are granted under a concession. Thus, following TM's decision to exit the concession, the process to select a new concessionaire was taken up by the government. China is set to reopen its borders, and with that, Malaysians have been advised to get a COVID-19 vaccine booster shot, as more than 1 million tourists from China are expected to visit the country next year. Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah reminded Malaysians to take a booster of the COVID-19 vaccine in light of China's move to reopen its border on January 8, 2023. He said this is particularly important for frontliners and those in high-risk groups. Taking to social media today, he said Malaysians should be prepared even though new COVID-19 cases in the country have decreased and are still under control. Concurring, DAP's Bandar Kuching MP Kelvin Yee said those who intend to travel to China are also encouraged to get booster shots or to postpone any non-essential travel. He also cited how other countries impose certain requirements for travelers from China, especially after the World Health Organization raised concerns about the ongoing COVID-19 surge in the country. China's citizens are reportedly rushing to book overseas travel after Beijing announced the reopening of the country's borders. In a statement yesterday, Malaysia Inbound Tourism Association President Uzaidi Udanis expected 1 million Chinese tourists to come to Malaysia next year. DBKL is set to focus on 25 flash flood hotspots to make the city a better place. Kuala Lumpur's 25 flash flood hotspots will be the Kuala Lumpur City Hall's top priority when it comes to flood mitigation projects and drainage system maintenance work. This is after Local Government Development Minister Nga Kor Ming asked DBKL to give special attention and priority to these hotspots. He said flash floods were a chronic problem that not only upset the people but also tarnished the image of Kuala Lumpur. Nga said this in a statement after receiving a courtesy visit from Kuala Lumpur Mayor Mahadi Che Nga at his office in Putrajaya yesterday. He said that at the meeting, he also called for monthly meetings to be held involving the mayor and MPs beginning in January. This is to find a way to overcome these problems in Kuala Lumpur for the well-being of the people of Kuala Lumpur. He said the need for DBKL to improve lighting in Kuala Lumpur, especially in tourist hotspots, was also discussed in the meeting. Nga added that DBKL's role as a local authority also needs to be strengthened so that Kuala Lumpur can become a clean, beautiful, green and user-friendly city.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.